It Cosmetics, L'Oreal Paris, Lancome, and Tarte all carry my favorite foundations. Only one of them is a drugstore brand, but none of them cater to women of color. It Cosmetics is all over social media. Whenever you wake up at 4 a.m. and your TV's still playing, It Cosmetics is the infomercial that you see playing. They advertise it as something that can cover rosacea, it helps with skincare, and it's supposed to appeal to all women. Yet they have 7 shades. How does 7 shades cater to all women? Not only are there more than 7 shades of women, but there's also so many more undertones. I personally have yellow undertones, which all of their shades cater to except for the deeper foundations. They only have red undertones for the deeper foundations. Why can't women of color use It Cosmetics? What if they suffer from rosacea? Why can't they cover it the same way that a white woman would? Tarte is the foundation that I love that has the greatest shade range, but even then it's abysmal. With 25 shades, it's higher than most, but we have brands such as Fenty Beauty that have 40 shades, catering to not only albinism, but also the darkest of dark with all different undertones in between. Tarte, it gets some of the undertones right. They usually pull a little bit more yellow and you can't really find anything pink in there, but at least with 25 shades, most women of color can find their shade if they fall on the lighter end of the spectrum. There's about 5 shades that cater, whereas the other 20 cater to light women. Tarte, you really should expand those extra 15 shades to meet Fenty Beauty and cater to only women of color in those 15 shades. Lancome is a huge brand. I have 2 foundations from them and I love it. It's my favorite foundation. But this particular one that's more lightweight, more appropriate for your businesses, only comes in 14 shades, whereas their other foundations come in 40 plus. Why is it that a lighter coverage that's more appropriate for work attire doesn't appeal to all skin tones? The only ones that do are the makeup artist foundations that come in the 40 shades, but they're super full coverage, they're super heavy, they break down, and it's just not, it doesn't have any sunscreen in it, it's not good to wear on an everyday basis. And finally, we have L'Oreal Paris. You would think that a drugstore brand would appeal to a larger market because more people can afford drugstore brands, and only around 43% of people actually spend money on makeup, and so you're catering to less than half of the population at that point. This foundation comes in 12 shades. That's a joke. 12 shades does not cater to everyone. When you're busting on a foundation for $11.99, every single person should be able to find their shade. They have 3 different lines, the Pro Glow, the Pro Matte, and the Infallible Pro Coverage, I believe it's called. And all of them come in the same shade ranges. And none of them are pink. All of them are yellow. This doesn't appeal to any undertones either. We have to go on sites such as Ulta, Sephora, brand sites like Urban Decay and Benefit, and write in those comment sections, send in emails, call their customer complaint number, and discuss this. We should not be eliminating anybody from finding their foundation. When you go to work, you don't want to have a bare face, and if you do, power to you. If you love your skin, I am so happy for you. But I never leave with a bare face. And the fact that I can find my foundation is honestly a blessing. But there's so many people around me that can't find their foundation shade, and they end up having to overcorrect with color correctors, find a concealer that probably doesn't work for them either, and try to highlight to change the colors. They have to over bronze in order to get it darker. I know people that set their foundations with bronzer because their foundation is still too light. We have to start appealing for these people. White women, you have to start standing up for your sisters of color. It's not fair that we get to feel beautiful and they don't. Everyone should have something for themselves. Attack those comment sections, attack the phone lines, and reach out to everyone you know to discuss this. Go to Ulta and talk to their managers about how they can reach out to brands. They have connections with brands. They talk to brands and start making those conversations. If you see a brand event at a certain store, show up and make that conversation with their brand representatives. And eventually it will get back. It's going to be a slow change. It's not going to be immediate. But with people like Rihanna and Fenty Beauty that's really setting the precedent, we're going to start seeing a change here soon.